Kitivan, what's the atmosphere there like ahead of the opening match?
Well, it's simply a huge party here in Moscow. You can see behind me the fan zone, the big Moscow fan zone. 25,000 people can fit in that fan zone to watch this opening game, an opening game that will be played in the stadium just across the river from this fan zone, the Luzhniki Stadium. The fans coming here in numbers. We saw fans from around the world. The loudest of the fans were the Peruvians. Peru coming in force here because the last time they participated in a World Cup was 36 years ago. And of course, there are Russian fans here to support their country, support the host country again ahead of that opening game. The hopes not too high for the Russian team, but the fans here want their team to win at least the opening game against Saudi Arabia and then see where it goes. Their goal is to try to make it to the knockout stages and not repeat the infamous history of South Africa. South Africa, who in 2010 became the first host country to be eliminated in their own World Cup. So the Russian fans, of course, very much behind their team, but everyone really here just eager to get the ball rolling for World Cup 2018.
And Kitivan, tell us about the favourites in this tournament.
Well, the favorites, there are three big favorite teams, and we can say that these are the usual suspects. I'm going to start with the defending champions, Germany. The German team, always a strong team in major competitions. And also, they won the Confederations Cup last year here in Russia, and they had fielded a second string team. So the Germans always very dangerous because they have very big depth in their team. Every player on the pitch could be substituted by a player that's probably as strong as the other. So the Germans obviously big favorites. The Spaniards also, they famously won the 2008 Euro, the 2010 World Cup, and the 2012 Euro back-to-back. The Spaniards, of course, who are big favorites, but they have this crisis that started yesterday with the sacking of Julen Lopetegui, their coach, after he agreed to a deal to take over at Real Madrid. So changing of coaches just a couple of days before their opening game against their big rivals, their big neighbors, Portugal. That will be a big test for the Spaniards. And of course, we cannot talk about favorites without talking about the Brazilians. Once again, a strong team. And of course, there is Neymar, the big star, and everyone, especially the Brazilians, hoping that he will be back to top form after that injury with Paris Saint-Germain. Then you have the sort of dark horses, if you stay away from these three favorites. Dark horses, of course, the French team, Les Bleus, 20 years after winning their one and only World Cup. The very high expectations for the French team with its big stars, Antoine Griezmann, Paul Pogba, and of course the teenage phenomenon, Kylian Mbappé. A very strong attack. Didier Deschamps' men, of course, looking to go very far in this competition.